Hey odd gamers, it's Danny here, and welcome to another week of Creepypastas. This week we'll be doing Her and Goodbye/Goodnight. I hope you guys enjoy. And reading along with me is Jenny. I hope you guys enjoy her as well. And without any further ado, let's get into this.
Stop. No, don't look. That just encourages them. You know who I'm talking about. Them. More specifically, her. Keep your eyes focused here. Don't look. Don't even glance. Use your peripherals, because I know you can see her. Just at the very edge of your vision? Glance to the left side of your monitor, but don't glance beyond it. There. Your peripherals should have picked up a bit more. You saw her in the corner, didn't you? You saw her, black hair billowing across her pale face, the loose nightgown she wears over her emaciated frame. She's been there for a while, just waiting. That's how they spend their time. The spirits of the damned. The ones unfit for heaven yet avoiding hell. The ones who walk the earth with their sins on their shoulders. They live in constant, insurmountable, indescribable pain. The story goes that when St. Peter takes pity on a soul who has committed a grave sin like murder, rape, torture, cannibalism, or worse, he punishes that soul and sends them back to our plane, to exist among the living until they've successfully repented for their sins. But first he rips out their eyes so that they can covet not. Then he tears their jawbones from their skull so they cannot speak evils. No, don't look. She has moved closer, but that's only her curiosity. She can't actually see you. Well, not as you could see her. She sees in outlines, in blurs and motions. Her empty sockets let her see a person's soul, yet it is useless to her. She lives not on the person, but on the body. Her spirit hungers for communion of the flesh, but she is eternally denied. Only the Savior can be a proper conduit of communion, to satisfy her cravings. She has tried, though. She has tried often in the past. She certainly has taken an interest in you, hasn't she? You see, she feeds on the living. She, like many before her, found humans to alleviate her ailments. She starves for communion, but humans like yourself can work as a placebo of sorts. She'll try to get you to turn, to see into the voids which take residence over where her eyes used to be. She'll pull you in, hypnotizing you with those dark, hollow sockets. She'll close in even more, excitedly exhaling on your supple skin. She'll jab her rotted teeth into your slender neck and lap the blood with her flopping tongue. I'll scrape in with my fangs and scoop out your flesh like ice cream. I'll yelp with glee at the warmth of your innards as I slash into your fatty abdomen. I'll pull the bones from their sinew and suck the marrow out like a candied filling. I'll jab my bony fingers into your eyes and take them for my own. I'll rip your jawbone from your skull and use that as my own. I'll become whole again. With your help. But it'll only work if you look. Do you believe in Cartesian duality?
Cartesian what?
That consciousness is not caused by physical processes, but by something else. Some sort of soul, if you will.
I guess not.
Well, then I guess
You
I
promised!
should. Okay. But don't say I didn't warn you. There's a famous thought experiment that goes like this. In the future, a teleportation device has been invented. It works by creating a perfect copy of whatever's put into it at the receiving end, and then destroying the original at the sending end. If you use the machine to travel to Hawaii or something, what comes out will have all your memories, behave exactly like you. It would be impossible for anyone to tell the difference. Now the question is whether this is you. In other words, would you be willing to use this machine?
If the thing that comes out is a perfect replica of me, I don't see why not.
Really? Doesn't your body at the sending end get destroyed, though?
Well, my body gets slowly replaced, piece by piece, every few years anyways. If what comes out is exactly like me, for all practical purposes, then there is no reason to think it isn't me. This is a cute example and all, but I really don't see the point.
Well, okay then. Let's try another scenario. You figure out one day that there's a perfect replica of Earth in some alternate universe. Of course, this other Earth has a perfect replica of you, your family, your hometown, everything you care and know about. Unfortunately, someone tells you that it isn't okay for these two planets to be exactly the same, and that to make them different, either you or your replica has to die. He then offers you the choice. Which would you want to survive?
Oh, Interesting. I guess my copy would be probably getting the same talk and question, but I would clearly want myself to live. Whether this actually affects the outcome is unclear. I understand the other example better now, but even so, there are never going to be two of me after I step into the teleporter.
I'm not sure you're getting the point. Doesn't the example with the alternate universe show that even a perfect copy of you isn't necessarily the same as you?
I guess there is no reason to think that what comes out of the receiving end isn't me.
Well, let's go back to the point about there being two of you. Imagine if the teleporter sometimes developed problems and destroyed the sending end copy seconds to minutes after the receiving end copy was created. Now which one is you?
So in this situation, the sending end copy is me, and the machine would basically be killing me. But it seems so artificial for wherever the receiving end copy is actually me to depend on the specific timing of things. Therefore, I guess I would definitely never want to use this machine.
Right.
Wait, the scariest part about this is that for whatever reasons, I did teleport. The me that comes out the other end would have all my memories and therefore remember going through the teleportation machine safely. It would actually think that the teleportation is a good idea.
Yeah. You can imagine some poor sucker who thinks he's gone through thousands of safe teleportations, not realizing his experience only started at the end of the last one, and that he just has a bunch of fake memories of all the previous copies of himself.
Wow, that sounds terrible.
Anyways, so now that we're on the same page about
Wait
that...
a second. Suddenly my consciousness is tied up to the fixed visualizations elements of my body. Why isn't that silly for the reasons I was talking about before?
Oh, so here it helps to think of your consciousness as some instance of some complicated process run using the bits and pieces that make up your body. While the pieces may switch out over the years, the specific instance of the process continues. When your body is completely destroyed by the teleporter, the instance of the process stops and you stop experiencing permanently. In other words, you die.
Okay, fine. I guess that makes sense. The only problem is that I know of thousands of times in my life that my instance of that process has shut off.
Ah, you seem to have hit the crux of the problem. Every time you sleep, right?
Yeah.
Are you sure this isn't a problem with the argument, but instead something that the argument is telling you about sleep?
Stop trying to scare me. I have personal experiences surviving the sleep. Thank you very much.
Do you remember the sucker who thought he had been through hundreds of safe teleportations? Another instance of the process drawing on the same intact pool of memories does start when you wake up, after all. Anyways, good night. I guess as there's a good chance that I won't ever be seeing you again, I should say goodbye, too.
How do I... Where is he? He's in the penis tower. He's behind it. Then what's he doing?
Wait, where is he?
He's just standing there.
Wait, where is he?
Hey, look, there's a letter H for Danny sucks ass.
What?